Heather Lytle Communications. How are you? Having a week? It's been a very good week here where I'm at. Also, I always have to give a weather update. For whatever reason, I don't understand, but weather just is a universal topic, and it's very warm here. A little bit more than you would expect for fall, but still very nice, very pleasant. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are talking about disaster planning and business continuity. So, okay, let's think about this. We all know like big disasters, right? The widespread wildfires, not flowers. That would be awesome. Wildflowers. No, wildfires. Talking about hurricanes. We're talking about fire. If you had a fire in your building, if you had flooding in your building. But let's talk about something like small that maybe is a minor inconvenience, but still interrupts your operations. A disaster that you obviously cannot predict. A tree falls on your building and crushes the window and does some structural damage to your office. I was just at breakfast with somebody this morning and we were at a restaurant and I said, hey, did you remember when a car drove through the front of this restaurant? I was like, no. So something like that, something that's beyond your control that maybe sometimes it can be weather related, but it doesn't always have to be. And it could be something that happens for a day or two. So let's talk about that. If you have a day or two and you have, frozen pipes, internet outage, you can kind of either figure out how you're going to work around that, or, maybe you're okay with shutting down for a day or two while you deal with this. But let's think about something that's more long-term, and that's really important. That's a really good reason why big businesses have what they call business continuity plans, because something really big happens in a building for long-term, or something that you need to scramble to figure out how to move forward more than just a day or so. You really need to have that plan written down. For instance, if you have basically major flooding in your building, or something happens, roof caves in or whatever, so you now have to find a way to operate for weeks, maybe even months, without just going into the building, and not having your normal stuff. So in that business continuity plan, what you need to make sure is that you're appointing certain point people for certain areas that are their expertise. So for instance, making sure that the accounting can be up and running, making sure that operations is up and running, making sure that you have a way to notify clients and employees to not come to the building, but you're doing some alternate locations. And the reason why you need this written down is because what happens in an emergency? Usually you have people that react one of two ways, right? One, they just freeze. Like they don't know what to do. They just freeze. Okay. And so that plan is good for them to be like, okay, this is what you need to do. This is what your responsibilities are to look at, to reach out to, and to find new whatever. Or the second way is the person who wants to take care of it all. They're like, oh, I got it. I got everything. What? No. Like, wait a minute, you're our HR person. Why are you doing accounting? Wait a minute, you're our accounting person. Why are you worried about IT security? No, because you have those people who think they want to take care of everything. Like, I'm so important. I'm going to take care of it. It's really important. I can do it. No, because what happens is either one, they don't have all the information that they need. Two, they're going to run themselves out ragged, and then nothing's going to get done. Or three, they're just not going to be able to manage everything and get it done properly. So and again, then that's when you go to the plan and go, no, you are responsible for this, and this, and leave it at that. Because again, there's always two types of people in that scenario. The other thing we talked about this week is long range planning. Okay. If you can't get into your building, for weeks, months, again, you need to figure out where are you going to go? How are you going to get work done? And a lot of people were stuck by this during the pandemic, right? Because suddenly, come mid-March 2020, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to have to work from home. It's like, wait a minute, I've never worked from home before. And so they had to kind of scramble and get something figured out. Now, that was not on anybody's radar. Let's be honest. It is now. But thinking about how you need to either establish a command center to communicate in an alternate location, or start having people work in an alternate location, or even just a place where they can go get what they need and then leave, very similar to the command center concept, because it's really important if you can't get into that building. Okay. And really, again, put it in your plan. Hey, if we can't get into the building, this is what we're going to do instead. Here's who's going to have access to this alternate location and how we're going to disseminate that information. And really having an alternate location in mind is important for small businesses too. Like, even if you don't have employees, I think I shared, like, last summer, my air conditioning went out, like, done, out. Now I'm just one person, but I needed a place to work because I had stuff that needed to be done. So I kind of like went through my contacts and like, okay, well, this person I know has extra office space. This person is still hiring people, so they might have extra office space. Okay, so if I go here, because again, I mean, I can't just camp out at a coffee shop. That's just not the world we're in right now. So I really needed to find places where I could go that had air conditioning and internet and basically a desk where I could work. So those are the things that you need to think about when you're doing disaster preparation. And again, disasters come in all shapes and sizes. It could be anything from a major weather event to, something happening in the building that's, small but is an inconvenience. But we're talking maybe a step above eating a black jelly bean on accident, which is also my definition of a disaster, is when you eat the black jelly bean. But anyway, so disaster prep this month. If you want more help or need more assistance or more ideas for what you should do for your disaster plan, check out my disaster preparation checklist. Not worksheet, checklist. And that gives you all sorts of ideas of the same 6 main concepts that you need to think about in order to make sure that your organization is ready to do business as usual. Have a great week, and we'll catch you again here next week in this space